All right, welcome back to FSI MMA Preview Show. I am your host, G, and my co-host, Big Lou. Let's break down UFC Vegas 21, Leon Edwards versus Bahal Muhammad. First, let's talk about last week's card a little bit. I guess we could start talking about Peter Yan and, that illegal knee that he gave Sterling. Now, I'm not sure if Sterling was faking it or whatever, but at the end of the day, a knee is a knee. He's a champion. He should have knew, not to throw it. I know he listens to his corner or whatever, but you're a champion. You should know what's right and what's wrong. But I don't know. What you think?
Hey, at the end of the day, the Academy Award goes to. He's gonna win an award for that, man. He really put an act on. Come on. It's just crazy to win a belt like that, but he's got it. Now they Dana's gonna have to reschedule the rematch, sooner than later, get it done, and let's go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, definitely. It was an interesting match. They both went at it. Sterling started good, threw a lot of blows, and then Peter was coming back at the end. If that knee would have never been thrown, I don't know. The decision could have been in Sterling's favor as well, or it could have been Peter Yan. It could have been a split decision, so could have gone either way. It was a good match.
Yeah, he really tried to overwhelm him, keep him busy in front, stay in front of his face the whole time, Sterling in front of Jan's face the whole time. But he started gassing, towards towards the end of the second, third round, he was just like, gassing a little bit. So, he's going to have another crack at it. He's going to have to, figure out what he's going to do. But, hey, it was a good fight for the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, it was definitely good. So let's talk about Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson. Amanda being the GOAT. I'm not sure who else are they gonna put in front of her. She's cleaned up the division. Megan went in there to try to do anything, and she didn't do nothing. She just got
nothing. She's got. I don't understand that whole fight. She got hit harder, in practice than, than at the gym than what Amanda hit her. It's like, I don't know. She just fell apart too quick.
Yeah.
But, hey, Amanda's, amazing, man. I really think the Shevchenko trilogy should happen. That was, the last fight, it was really, really close, but I think that should happen.
Yeah, that was a very good match, and two top girls fighting to get that rematch going. That definitely fights that should happen. If Dana, if you're hearing us, you already know it's a fight to happen.
There you go.
And the main event with Israel and Yan, I don't know. For me, Israel looked like a fish out of water when he was on the ground. Did they find his loophole of how to beat him? Maybe, but I think Yan pretty much was a little bit tired, but if he would have continued to throw down blows and maybe not save his gas tank, I think he would have probably knocked Israel out, maybe in the fourth round or early fifth.
I think he kind of got his little niche there as far as towards the end when he took him down to the ground, and then he just started grounding and pounding, and he saw, oh man, I got this guy. I just started wailing on him, towards the end of the fifth round there. I think if he would have done that a round earlier, he could have finished him off towards the a round earlier. But yeah, he was amazing, man. He shocked the world.
Yep. It was a good match. Israel got to go back to the drawing board. He says he's gonna go fight in that division again. But he needs to go defend his belt at his own division to see what he does. But he really looked out of place in that match.
He definitely did. But I mean, the sad part is that I don't think that the Jones fight is going to take place after he fights the winner of Stipe and Nyango. So, I mean, they were supposed to have an Izzy and Jones fight towards late December to end off the year there. But I don't think that's going to happen right now. Is like due to Izzy's not winning. So, um, yeah, Izzy's got to go back. To 185 division and see who the winner of Pablo Costa and Whitaker is. That's what he's gonna have to go back to that and then and take on either Whitaker or Pablo again.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just gotta wait on that. So let's just start breaking down this card, UFC 21. We got 13 fights. We had 15. A couple of fights fell off. But let's go from bottom to top and let's see where we come out of. First match is gonna be Jason Wick versus Matthew Semmersberg. Jason Wick comes in at a plus 110. Matthew comes in at a minus 110. Pretty much it's an even match. It's gonna be a good match. Jason Wick, he fought his last fight. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. He fought Colt Williams, sorry, and he took him down. Like he put him on the ground, laid on him, a couple of shots here and there, and he pretty much submitted him with a triangle choke in the second round. Now the fight before that against Tasaki Sato, I don't know. He got hit with a jab and pretty much knocked him out in the first round, 48 seconds. That's really was too quick. Then you have Matthew. His last fight was his Carson Minus. He won that fight by decision. They went at it. They had a good fight at the end. Carson came back and started landing some good blows and stuff like that. But that was a very good fight. And the fight before that, he fought it was in the regional scene and art of war cage fighting, and he fought Richard Pasnisnak, and he KO'd him in the first round. So my pick, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Jason Witt a little bit because I think his game plan of winning is to take him to the ground. Definitely, if they stay on their feet, Matthew's gonna take it. But if he's smart enough, he'll take the fight to the ground, and I think on the ground he'll get the victory. What you think?
I think. I mean, Jason Witt's a great. He's great on the ground. He showed that in his last match. But Matthew, Matthew's nonstop action at all time. If he gets a good couple of shots off like Sato did with Jason Witt, he's gonna knock him out. He's definitely gonna knock him out. Matthew's coming from the Clinch Academy. Nothing but great fighters over there. He won four of his last fights. He's on a really good winning streak. He's got a tremendous flying knee. Wow, man. That kid's unbelievable. The Jedi is unbelievable. I'm going with the Jedi.
Yeah, so Jason Wick comes in at an 18 win streak. 18 wins and 6 losses. His only losses was by KO, which is 4 times, and subbed by twice. Matthew comes in at a 7-2. He has 1 loss by KO and 1 loss by sub as well. Witt, his last match against Cole Williams, he landed about 20 strikes with 2 takedowns. And unfortunately, Cole Williams landed 1 strike, which, that was real quick. And against Sato, Jason Witt only landed 2 strikes and Sato landed 18. For Matthew, his last fight, he fought Carter's Minus, and Matthew landed 118 strikes and received about 77. He also took a Minus down 2 times. Now, is he gonna try to take Jason down? I'm not sure. Like I say, all depends on that ground game. But my pick, I think I'm gonna go with the underdog, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'll take a stab at Jason Wick for this match.
All right, so we disagree.
Yes, sir. All right, so the next match we have is gonna be June Yu Fry versus Gloria De Paulo. The odds comes out for Yu Fry plus 170, De Paulo minus 184. Yu Fry, both fighters are strikers. Yu Fry comes in with a record of 9-6. Two losses by KO, one by sub. De Paulo comes in at 5-2, and she has never been KO'd and has never been subbed. Yu Fry's last four, she fought Luma Lubumi, and she is a Thai fighter, and she gave her a run for her money. Like, she had some good shots, and Jen Yu Fry was dazed in that fight after a couple of shots. Like, she was taking it. She lost that fight by decision. But she really took a beating in that fight. And then she fought Kay Hudson the fight before that, and she lost that fight by armbar. And Kay Hudson, she was pretty much hitting Kay Hudson, and she was, tagging her up a little bit. But when she took her to the ground, Kay Hudson just submitted her. Gloria De Paulo's last fight, was in the Contender Series. She fought Paulina Macias, and she has long strikes. She has a long reach, stays in the outside a little bit. Went for a couple of submissions. She is a little bit slow in her striking, but I think she might, in my opinion, I'm gonna go with Gloria De Paulo, to win this match. What you think?
I totally agree with you as far as Gloria being slow. I mean, she stays on the outside. She doesn't. It's like you got to bring the fight to her. I didn't see anything exciting about her. But with Fry, I mean, even though she lost her last two fights, to me, she was like a little bit more active, and she was like, just bringing the fight to in her last fight, bringing the last fight to the girl. To me, I mean, I want to see, Jen Fry take it. I'm going to stick with her. She's an Invicta champ. She's been through, like I said, the last two losses. She's going to look to turn things around.
Yeah, well, Jen Yu Fry's last fight against Luma, Jen Yu Fry landed about 26 strikes and took Luma down one time, but Luma landed about 80 strikes. So Luna landed about 3 times as more strikes than her. And then against Kay Henson, Jen Yu Fry landed 26, and Kay Henson landed 31 and took her down twice. I don't, like I said, I don't know how Jen Yu Fry's ground game is, because I haven't seen her on the ground. But Gloria De Paulo's last match against Paulino, she landed 69 strikes, and she only took 12. And Paulina took her down twice to the ground. And, Gloria De Paulo also has some ground game. She has some jiu-jitsu in there too, but I'm going to stick with Gloria for the win. So that's my pick.
I'm going to go with Fry with the underdog.
All right. So disagree on 2. All right. It's going to be interesting.
First 2.
All right. So the next match is going to be Courtney Casey versus JJ's Aldrick. Casey comes in at a plus 132. Audrey comes in at a minus 142. Casey has a purple belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Aldrich has a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Both of them are strikers. It says Casey has a little bit more of a ground game. Casey comes in at a 9-8 record, and never been KO'd, but been subbed twice. Audrey comes in at an 8-4, and she's been killed once, and also been subbed once. So Courtney Casey's last match was against Jillian Robinson, and I know she's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, but Jillian Robinson is a whole nother level. That girl just throws up submissions out of anywhere, and she got caught with a rear naked choke. But before that, she fought Romero Barella, and she armbarred her in the first round. So, it's pretty interesting on that. JJ Aldrick, most of her matches are on the feet. She fought Sabina Mazo, which Sabina Mazo fought a couple of weeks ago, and Sabina Mazo pretty much beat her with a split decision. And then she fought Lauren Mueller after that, and she won that one by split decision. For me, I don't know what your pick gonna be, but I'm leaning towards Courtney Casey. You know what I mean? I'm liking her a little bit more. She got a better ground game. She uses it more, and I think she's a little bit more active. So yeah, I'm going with Casey on this one.
I agree. I totally agree. She's definitely a better striker than Aldridge. And Aldridge, I mean, to me, she just starts gassing out. I mean, she's with Elevation in out of Colorado up there with, they got a bunch of good fighters up there too. But she just starts gassing out towards, like the second round. Now I'm just gonna stick with Courtney. I could definitely agree with you on this one.
Yeah, because definitely Courtney in her last match when she fought Jillian Roberts, pretty much she landed 22 and took 21, and Jillian Roberts took her down 3 times, and that's how she got her submission. Against Barella, they both landed low strikes. Courtney Casey 6, Barella 5. Barella took her down once, but Courtney submitted her. And for Aldridge, she's has a little bit of volume. Against Sabina Mazo, she landed 58 and Sabina landed 118. So, Sabina really tore her up. And then JJ against Lauren, JJ landed 74 and Lauren landed 54. So it wasn't that much of a difference, 20 strikes. It could make a difference, but not that much. But I don't know. I think Audrey, I don't know. She has, like, when she fought Macy Barber tore her up. Like, he really, I don't know. She was like scared, and Macy Barber not, pretty much beat her with a KO. But I'm going with Casey. I'm going with the underdog. That, and if everybody's gonna, she's an underdog, so it might be good for DraftKings. But it's a women's fight, so if it goes the distance, it might be a boring fight. It might be on the ground, so it's gonna score well. I'm not sure, but if you need to pick somebody at a low price, and I think Casey should be your person. So we go to the next fight. He said Nazrat Nazrat, I'm gonna say his first name, I'm gonna say his last name, and Rafa Garcia. So Rafa Garcia, this is his debut to the UFC. And Nazrat has fought a couple times. I like Nazrat in this match. Nazrat comes in at a -380. Garcia comes in at a +380. So it's gonna be a pretty good match. Pretty much Nazrat's a striker. He got a good punches, can knock people out. Nazrat comes in at a 12-3 record. He's been killed once and 1 sub. And Garcia is 11-0.
I think that bout got taken off of the card. COVID.
No, not the Garcia one. He was fighting somebody else before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they added Garcia. Garcia is like I say, he's a debut. So I forgot he was fighting some other person, and then they gave him this match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, Garcia's 11-0. Nazrat's last fight, he fought Alex Munoz. and they went to a 3-round decision. And then he fought Drew Dober, and he got KO'd in the first round. Rafa Garcia, he fought against Humberto Bernardi, and he won that match. But like I said, that was in Combate and the Mexican League. So I'm going with Nasrat as the favorite. Veteran, been in matches already in UFC, so he's gonna be my pick.
Yeah, I definitely like him. I don't know too much about Garcia, but I know Nasrat he's a pretty good striker. I definitely pick him.
Yeah, so Nasrat pretty much his last fight, he had against Munoz. Nasrat landed 104 and absorbed 37. Against Drew Dover, was a quick KO in the first round. Nasrat only landed 7 and took about 13. So Garcia, like I said, he's new to the UFC, so there's not much stats on him. You have to look elsewhere for his stats. But I'm gonna go, like I said, with the veteran, especially being under the new lights for the newcomer. I don't think he has a hard match against Nasrat. This guy is not an easy person to take out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Nasrat on this one.
I agree.
Next match is gonna be Rani Yaya versus Ray Rodriguez. This is gonna be a very interesting fight. Rani Yaya comes in as a -255. Rodriguez comes in at a +265. Rani Yaya, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and Rodriguez is a striker. So Yaya got 26 wins, 10 losses, and 20 wins by sub. This guy's a sub machine. He has lost twice by KO and 1 by sub. Rodriguez comes in at a 16-7. So Rodriguez has been knocked out once and sub 3 times. Rani Yaya's last fight, he went with Enrique Barzola. Enrique Barzola is a very good fighter, and they went to a draw. That was pretty good. Then he fought Ricky Simone. Ricky Simone is just at another level. And he's just a grinder. He puts you down to the floor and keeps on putting you down to the floor, and Yaya couldn't get a submission off. But Ray Rodriguez, his last fight was against Brian Kelleher, and he made a pretty much dumb move and went head first and got caught in the guillotine in the first round. It only lasted 39 seconds. So it was quick. So if he gets caught, if he got submitted by Brian Kelleher, but has a great guillotine, you got to be careful with Rani Yaya because he has submissions out of anywhere. The only issue I have with Rani Yaya is that he gasses out. So when he's fighting, if this gets past maybe midway to the second round, it could be a possibility that Rodriguez can take this because Rani Yaya gasses out and he just stands there like pretty much like a hitting bag and just takes the blows. But my choice, I don't think he's gonna get that far. I think Rani Yaya submits him in the first round.
Yeah, here's another one. I definitely agree with you. I mean, the guy's a 3-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Definitely he's gonna shoot for the takedown right away. Ray might have a chance though if he, with his striking. I mean, he's a good striker. If he fights the takedown, he definitely has a chance.
Yeah.
But I definitely go with Yaya in the first round as well. He's gonna find a way to get it down.
Yeah, definitely. Yaya's last match against Enrique Barzola, Yaya landed 24 strikes and took Enrique down twice. Enrique landed 57 strikes and took Yaya down 1 time. Prior to that, Yaya for Ricky Simone, Yaya landed 47. Ricky Simone landed 54, but Ricky Simone had four takedowns. So Ricky, like I said, Ricky Simone is a wrestling machine, so he's gonna take him down with no problem. Ray Rodriguez last fight against Brian Kelleher, pretty much they just landed 1 strike and then he got guillotined. So I'm gonna stick with Yaya on this one. So our next match is gonna be Charles Jourdain against Marcio Rojo. Jourdain comes in at a minus 240 against Rojo plus 220. Jourdain comes in with a record of 10-3. No, he has never been KO'd, has never been subbed. Rojo comes in at a 16-6. So Rojo has never been KO'd, but been subbed 4 times. Jourdain last fight, he fought Joshua Kulaba, and he went to a split decision. It came out to be a draw. It came out. It was a pretty good match. They went back and forth. Jourdain got hit early in the first round, right in the nose, and just started bleeding everywhere. But then he fought Andre Fili, which Andre Fili is, good UFC fighter, and they went all 3 rounds, and he lost by a split decision. Marcio Rojo, he's making his debut. Last fight he fought in Combate, and he fought against Victor Hugo, and he pretty much knocked him out in the first round. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go with Jourdain on this one. I think they're gonna go strike it out, and it's gonna be a pretty good match between them two.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they're gonna stand and bang it out. Rojo's he's been out of he's been out of the the octagon for the last 2 years. I mean, we haven't heard anything from him. But he's the type of guy that he comes out and he gives you a burst of energy the first couple of minutes, and then then he's breathing. He's taking a break. He's like trying to catch his air. Get some air in there, and then boom again. He burst of energy comes out again. I think he may gas out in the first round, but definitely Jourdain. He's a good striker. He works the outside. He's definitely got to, with him, you got look out for the calf kicks. He's a master at it. So Rojo's gonna have his hands full. I'm sticking with Jourdain.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Jourdain, I think he's the better fighter. Jourdain's last match, he fought against Josh Kulabau. Jourdain landed 44 and took 46. Andre Fili, Jourdain landed 62 and took 44. Andre Fili had 5 takedowns in that match. And Rojo, like I said, this is his debut, so it's not much on him on stats. But yeah, I'm sticking with Jourdain, to get the win. He's gonna be a good fight for DraftKings, and it might be a good value play between these two guys. But I'm leaning more Charles on this one. So now we have a fight that was canceled before. Not sure if it was COVID. I think it was not COVID, but I don't know why. But Angela Hill against Ashley Yoda. It's gonna be an interesting fight, And just like I said before, my opinion has not changed. I'm still gonna go with Angela Hill on this one. Yoda, like I said, she's good, and she can take it because, and Angela sometimes, I don't know, she doesn't fight like she really wants to, and she loses a lot of decisions. If you take this to a decision, the way the judges are now, you don't know which way it can go.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man. The last couple of fights with the judges, it's just been, it's just been crazy. I mean, even with the John Bohovich fight and Izzy, the last 2 rounds, they scored at 10-8. I mean, these judges are crazy. I mean, a 10-8 round is like brutal. It's like a brutal massacre going on, and that didn't happen in that fight. But needless to say, yeah, Angela Hill has definitely got it. She's got to prove herself, man. Just get out there, take it out of the judges' hands, and finish Yoder off. She's got to take it out of the judges' hands and finish Yoder off. I mean, I'm sticking with Angela, but I mean, because it just has to be, she takes full control of it and finishes this fight.
Yeah, definitely. So Angela comes in at a minus 345 favorite. Yoda comes in at a plus 320. Is a high price tag for Angela Hill. Angela Hill comes in with a 12 wins, 9 losses. Yoda comes in with an 8-6. Angela's has never been KO'd, but has been subbed twice. And the interesting that is the Yoda never been KO'd and never been subbed. All her losses by decision. So Angela Hill has fought the who's in her division. Michelle Watterson, Claudia Cadelia. She's fought all those people. Ashley Yoda has fought Miranda Grinder, Souza, Randa Marcos. So they're pretty for some high caliber girls. But I think Angela has the more volume. She's gonna stay in the outside and move around. But I think if Ashley grabs it to the ground, Ashley could submit her. But I don't think Yoda's gonna catch her. So I'm going with Hill. But DraftKings, Hill's a good value play to have it. But this is going to decision as well. Right? Nobody's getting KO here.
No, there's definitely no KO is going to happen.
Yep.
But, let's see what happens. Stay tuned.
Yep. So the next match is Eric Anders against Darren Stewart. Anders comes in at a plus 165. Stewart comes in at a 175. Anders comes in at a 13-5 record. Has lost 1 by KO. Stewart comes in at a 12-6. Stewart has never been KO'd, but has been subbed twice. Anders' last match was against Christoph Jocko, and he lost that match by decision. Before that, he fought Gerard Mishra, and he lost that by he won that by decision. Darren Stewart, his last fight was against Kevin Holland, and he lost to Kevin Holland, but they went to the decision. Big Mouth was there, and they was talking a lot of crap. And
they both of them were talking to each other crap towards the end. Darren Stewart was telling him, come on.
Yeah. So, and then before that, he fought Mikey Patolo coconut bombs and choked him out in the first round. For me, I think I'm gonna go with Darren Stewart on this. I'm liking him a little bit. I'm not 100% on him, but I think he can take this match. Like I said, Anders, goes for it. He goes after you and stuff like that. But Stewart has never been KO'd, and he has a lot more value. So I'm going with Stewart.
Well, yeah. Anders is a big guy. I think he's dropping. He was in the 205 division. He's dropping weight for this fight. So, he's coming in at 185 for this fight. Let's see here. And I know that, Stewart, his last fight was with Kevin Holland, and they went at it and he lost, with a decision. But nevertheless, Stewart he's a grinder, man. He's going to bring the fight to you, nonstop action. He's going to keep it going. And like you said, he's never been knocked out, or so. My choice here is going to be with Darren Stewart. I agree with you.
Yep. So Anders' last fight against Jocko, he landed 41 and received 66. Against Gerald, he landed 64 and received 72. Darren Stewart against Kevin Holland, Darren Stewart landed 57 and received 74. With Patolo, Stewart landed 13 and Patolo landed 12. So it's going to be an interesting match. I think they're probably going to go bang it out in the middle of the ring as well, too. But like I said, not 100% on Darren Stewart, because Elks could knock him out. But, I think
Elks definitely has the power to do it.
Yep.
Especially that one hit power, he definitely has the power to do it.
Definitely. All right. So our next match is going to be Manuel Cape versus Mathis Petrella. Cape comes in at a minus 112. Matthew comes in at a plus 115. Cape comes in with a record of 15-5. Never been KO'd, been subbed twice. Matthew's coming in at 15-2. He's been KO'd twice, never been subbed. Cape's last match was against Alexander Pantoja, which is a very good fighter. They went all 3 rounds. You know, it was a good fight. Like I said, Pantoja is no slouch. For Matthew's last match, he fought. This is his debut. So he fought Felipe Efren, and he went to a decision. But he has been in the UFC before. So he's coming back to the UFC. So they cut him. He fought Dustin Ortiz back in 2018, got cut, went to Brave CF 25 and fought Efren, and now they're bringing him back. So if UFC is bringing him back, there's got to be a reason why. You know what I mean? So this is interesting match as well. I don't know. It's hard to lean, but I'm leaning Matthews on this one.
Wow. Wow. Hey, listen, both of them are, you know, this is going to be another one. Don't leave your seat. Don't go to the bathroom. Make sure you got your, you know, your beverage next to you, your food right there. Don't move. This is, you know, they're definitely going to be on, you know, stand up. They're going to, what you call it? Manuel Cape. He's got 5 KOs. And what you call it? Matthew, he's definitely a good striker. These guys are going to go toe to toe. They're going to go at it. But the victory is going to go to Cape. He's going to bang this one out. And I say, I want to say the second round.
So Cape's last match against Pantoja, Cape landed 49 strikes and received 74 in a loss. And like I said, Matthews' last fight in the UFC, he fought Dustin Ortiz, and he landed 7 and got head kicked and knocked him out. So, but Matthew has fought Dustin Ortiz, Louis Smoker. He's fought a lot of good guys. So, but you know what? I'm gonna go Matthew.
All right, we disagree on this one.
All right, so the next match is gonna be Jonathan Martinez versus Davey Grant. So I know we spoke about this before, and Martinez comes in at a minus 300. Grant comes in at a plus 280. Martinez comes in at a 13-3 record. Never been KO'd, but never been subbed. Grant comes in at a 12-4. Grant has been subbed 4 times. Martinez has fought last fight against Thomas Almeida, went to a decision. Before that, he fought Frankie Zines, and he KO'd him in the 3rd round. Davey Grant, his last match was against Martin Day, KO'd him in the 3rd round. And before that, he fought Grigori Pova, and he went to a decision. But at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says. I'm going with Jonathan Martinez.
I totally agree with you on this one. I mean, Jonathan, you know, ever since that Ferreira fight, you know, he's looking to redeem himself and come back stronger than ever. Davey Grant, the last time he fought was, you know, he was the first fight of Fight Island against Martin Day, the very first fight. You know, that was way back in, you know, last year towards what was that, June, July? Yeah, so I mean, that's, you know, he's been out for a while. So, but definitely Jonathan Martinez, he's definitely yeah, I'm gonna look out for him to win. He's a scrapper, man.
Yeah, he has been working his hands, so he's getting some power in his hands too. He has a good ground game as well. Martinez's last match was against Thomas Almeida. Martinez landed 73 strikes and took 74. Against Frankie Zine, he's landed 79 and took 39. For Davey Grant, his last match was against, you know, Martin Day. He landed 74, took 62. Davey Grant had 2 takedowns. Davey Grant also fought Pova, he landed 30 and he took Pova down 6 times. So the ground game is pretty good, but I don't think he wants to go on the ground with Martinez. I think Martinez will sub him. But yeah, I'm sticking with Martinez on this one.
Sounds good with me.
The next one is going to be Dan Ige versus Gavin Tucker. This is going to be interesting. And
this has the potential to be fight of the night.
Yes, definitely. Ige comes in at -145. Tucker comes in at a +137. Ige comes in with a record of 14-3. Never has been KO'd and never has been subbed. Tucker comes out at 13-1. Never had been killed and never has been subbed. Ige's last match was against Calvin Kattar, which was a 5-round match, and it was a pretty good match. Before that, he fought Elson Barbosa, and they went to a split decision. Gavin Tucker's last match was against Billy Quarantino, but that was a good match too. They went at it for a while, and before that, he also fought Justin Giles, and he rear necked choke him. I don't know. I from Ige's last match against Calvin, I don't know. I didn't see too much in him, but Calvin is Calvin. He's a very good fighter. But I don't know. From Dan, I didn't see too much. He has a hard chin. He can take the shots, but I don't know. I guess he doesn't give it his all for me. In this match, I'm going Tucker.
Wow, really? Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Dan Ige. I mean, I gotta believe that he's coming back. He's coming back stronger than ever. Yeah, that fight with Calvin Kattar was a difficult one for him. But Calvin Kattar is definitely a good, he's definitely a good striker. I mean, even his last fight with Mr. Blessed MMA, Max Holloway. I mean, that was a tough fight for him right there, but definitely Dan Ige, he stood up on it, he stood in and gave his all, and he lost that fight, but to me, he's coming back to redeem himself. So this is definitely going to be the fight. In my eyes, this is going to be the fight of the night. So I'm going with Dan Ige.
Yeah, so Dan Ige's last fight went for Calvin. Ige landed 84, Calvin landed 105. Elson Barbosa, Ige landed 79, Barbosa landed 80. For Gavin Tucker, his last fight against Billy, Gavin Tucker landed 106 and took 84. But Gavin Tucker took him down 7 times.
Wow.
So, and I'll tell you a quick breakdown on this. Gavin Tucker's takedown, last match, 7 takedowns. The match before that took Justin Giles down once. The fight before that, he took his opponent down 5 times. So, there's a lot of takedowns there. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Tucker on this one.
All right, we disagree.
All right, so we have the co-main event: Misha Krionov versus Ryan Spann. Now, this is gonna be an interesting match as well. Misha comes in at a -118. Spann comes in at a +122. Misha comes in with a record of 15-5. He has been KO'd 3 times and subbed twice. Brian Spann has come in at a record of 18-6, 3 KOs and 1 sub. And those are losses. Last fight for Misha was against Jimmy Crute, and he submitted him in the first round by Peruvian necktie. Before that, he fought Johnny Walker, and Johnny Walker knocked him out in the first round. Brian Spann, the last fight was against Johnny Walker, and Johnny Walker knocked him out in the first round. Before that, he fought against Sam Alvey, and he went to a split decision on that one. This is going to be very interesting. Like I said, I'm not 100% on the fight I'm going to pick, but I'm going with Ryan Spann on this one. Not too confident, but I think he has more of a ground game, and I think he could probably submit him. So It might be a submission in the first or second round. So that's my pick.
Wow. Yeah. Listen, I totally agree with you. Especially, I mean, Span is so upset right now because he came in a half a pound, overweight, man. He had a bad weight cut there. And, so he's super upset. He's got to give up 20% of his pay. So he's going to be coming in there, really steaming and upset against Misha. I mean, Misha's not going to have a chance if they stand and strike. I mean, the only way that Misha has a chance at this right now, at this fight is to take Ryan down to the ground, and that would be the only way he has a chance. But I can see Ryan Spann just going after him and just taking out all his frustrations out on him and, and finishing him off. I'm gonna go with you with Ryan Spann.
Yeah, Misha's last fight against Jimmy Crute, Misha landed 6 strikes and took 21. Against Johnny Walker, Misha landed 1 and Johnny Walker only landed 4. Ryan Spann's last fight against Johnny Walker, Spann landed 7, Johnny Walker landed 26. And against Sam Alvey, Ryan Spann landed 51, and Sam Alvey landed 57. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Ryan Spann, the underdog here. I'm pretty liking a lot of underdogs here. So
Yeah.
maybe a nice little parlay with underdogs might make you some money. So at the end, we'll give you a little bit of our bets and see. Hopefully, you guys make money. But Ryan Spann is the pick for me here. So main event comes down to Leon Edwards and Bahar Muhammad. This is going to be a very interesting match. Very, very interesting. Edward comes in at a -245. Muhammad comes in at a +227. Muhammad comes in at 18-3 record, and Edward comes in at an 18-3 record. Edward has never been killed and never been subbed, but Muhammad has been killed once but never been subbed. Muhammad just fought a couple weeks ago, so he's fresh. He didn't get he has no injuries. He's ready to fight. He had a good weight cap. Good cap before the other fight, and he just continued to roll with it. Edwards has been out the game for a while. His last match was July 19, 2019. And he fought Rafael Dos Anjos, and he beat him by decision, 5 rounds.
I mean, supposedly nobody wants to fight him.
Yeah, that's what they say, but I don't know. I don't think he's good. He's okay, but I always look at his ring rust. If you look back at his records, he only fights two times a year for the last let me see. Yep, last 4 years he only fights twice a year. That's it. You know what I mean? So ring rust and all that stuff, and then George over here smacked him up a little bit.
Yeah, gave him a 3-piece and a Coke.
Yep. That's gonna be a good match. Like I said, Bahar Muhammad just fought Diego Lima, and he beat him in the decision. He fought Lyman Goodman back in 2020. So I don't know. This is gonna be interesting, but I'm gonna go with the underdog. I like Muhammad in here. He got a hard chin. And hopefully he'd take Edward out because Edward talks a lot too.
Oh yeah, I mean he's definitely taking some shots, Bilal Muhammad. But yeah, definitely Edwards is he just runs his mouth, Mr. Rocky. He loves to be called Rocky. The last fight though has been in July 2019. I mean, wow, that's a lot of ring rust, man. That's crazy. And don't forget, he was supposed to Khamzat Chimaev. He was supposed to fight him, and they rescheduled this fight, 3 times already. But Khamzat is still recovering from COVID, and nobody really wanted to fight this guy, man. It's just been crazy. But now Bilal steps up and he says he's willing to take him on, and now we got to fight. So, Bilal is the underdog. And I'm sticking with him.
Yeah, definitely. So we
I
definitely.
mean, he's lost by, a lot of, he lost a lot of fights and won a lot. I mean, no, let me rewind. He's won a lot of fights by decision. I really like to see a finish here because I believe that Bilal has a lot to prove, and he wants to be a top contender there. But if Leon wins, they're talking about him being the next contender for the belt. So we'll see. But I'm going with Bilal.
Yeah, so we agree definitely on this. Yeah, so this is, like I said, Vegas 21. This is a fight card. We're gonna add something a little bit new here. So I'm gonna just go up the card, and I'm gonna say the fighter's name. I'll pick whoever I like, and then Lou will pick whoever his like. So from Jason Witt and Matthew, I'm going with Jason Witt. What you going with?
I'm going with Matthew.
All right, for Juna Fry and Gloria De Paulo, I'm going with Gloria.
I'm sticking with Fry.
Okay. Courtney Casey and JJ Aldrick, I'm going with Casey.
I'm sticking with Casey.
Nasrat and Rafa Garcia, I'm going with Nasrat.
Same here, Nasrat.
Rani Yaya against Ray Rodriguez, I'm going with Yaya.
I'm sticking with Yaya.
Charles Jourdain against Marcel Rojas, I'm going with Charles.
I'm sticking with Charles.
Angela Hill against Ashley Yoda, I'm sticking with Hill.
I'm sticking with Angela Hill.
Eric Anders, which is Darren Stewart, I'm sticking with Darren Stewart.
I'm sticking with Darren Stewart.
Manel Cap versus Matthew Perella, I'm going with Matthew Perella.
I'm going with Cap.
Jonathan Martinez against Davey Grant, I'm going with Jonathan Martinez.
I'm sticking with Jonathan Martinez.
Danny Ige against Gavin Tucker, I'm going with Gavin Tucker.
I'm going with Danny Ige.
Misha against Ryan Spann, I'm going with Ryan Spann.
I'm going with Ryan Spann.
Leon Edwards against Muhammad, I'm going with Muhammad.
And I'm going with Muhammad.
All right, great. So those are our picks. I guess Lou's gonna throw out some little parlays that he likes. Maybe you guys win some money off of that.
Yeah. So I mean, me, I'm always the underdog. So I like to put a little 4-pick parlay together. I'm definitely sticking with Bilal, and I'm definitely sticking with Spann. And we're also going to take it down to, let me see here. Hold on. My screen doesn't want to. Nice. So I'm going to stick with Jen Fry. And I'm also sticking with Courtney Casey. Those are my 4 underdogs.
All right. So I gave you a 4 underdog pick. Guys want to put some money on that. I'll throw down a little pick. I'll go with Ryan Spann, Gavin Tucker. Who else? Man, yeah, it's gonna be a hard one. Jonathan Martinez, I add that to him. I know he's the favorite. Yep. I'll put him in there, and I'm gonna go with screw it. I'm gonna go with Jason Wick at that 4-pick parlay. See what happens.
Yeah, put it together, man. Let's run to DraftKings and put that bet together.
Yep. So
and let's keep our fingers crossed and let's make some money.
Definitely. So that wraps up the UFC Vegas 21. Thank you for listening, and be sure to drop a like and a comment below. You can find my DraftKings score and chat on Fantasy Sport Insight Discord channel. You'll find us on Twitter at FSI_DFS. Let's enjoy the fight. And like I always say, let's make some money.
Let's make some money, guys.
Yep. So it's good. Like I said, it's gonna be a very, very good match. So let's get this popping.
There you go.